a black woman who's put in Black Lives Matter. I just want you to know that when, right, but y'all doing that for us, and we ain't asked you to do that. Listen, don't spray stuff on here when they gonna blame black people for this, and black people didn't do it. But if we wanted you to do it, we would have asked. They not gonna show y'all faces when they see that on their building. They gonna blame that on us. Y'all are part of the problem. News come on, they gonna say we did that. We didn't do that.
Shalom, giving all acknowledgement to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, and of course the double honors, much respects to the apostles, the elders and men of Great Millstone. Though I be not a part of any camp, I learn and I study under the doctrine of Great Millstone. All right, so here it is. Esau, he's pulling all the tricks out of his bag, right? Anything to link us to what's going on. Here it is, Esau. They've already, they've already made us the face of this whole coronavirus situation, right? They're pretty much already linking us to domestic terrorism. They're just trying to completely, link us to everything, and just make up any excuse to come down on us, But of course, Yahweh Shai, he warned us of these things. He told us these things will happen. Yahweh Shai being the ultimate example, right? Of you just read throughout the history, they were constantly trying to get Yahweh Shai to catch him slipping, so they can snatch him up. But Yahweh Shai perceiving their thoughts, and knowing how these devils work, right? We're not ignorant of Satan's devices, right? But again, they're trying to link anything to the Hebrew Israelite community, so they can come down on us. And of course, this is nothing new. All the apostles, they went through these things, they endured these things, and a lot of the apostles being killed and martyred, right? But I'm gonna grab this in Matthew 24 and start at verse 9. It says, "Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake." And how are they able to do that? It's more so through their their witchcraft or their media, their propaganda, right? But clearly they don't really show you what goes on behind the scenes. Like this video I just played, you had these, again, they look like undercover agents spray painting and vandalizing Black Lives Matter on buildings and things like that. The Jake that was, she was recording the video, she was telling them, like, look, they're going to blame us for this. When they show this on the news, they're going to show a so-called black man's face or so-called black woman's face, right? Because again, there's an plot and there is an agenda to basically come against the Hebrew Israelite community, because again, they're doing everything that they can in their power to come up against us so they can take us out. They're already and it's no secret now with these these secret agents, these undercover agents out here with these protests. Most of the time it's these individuals that are causing a ruckus and causing the chaos, right? Like I said, it's no secret now. There's videos surfacing of these secret undercover agents. They're they're vandalizing and they're doing they're doing all these things, and again, they're trying to link it to us, because at the end of the day, they're going to link everything to the Hebrew Israelite community, right? Just giving them any excuse to come up against us, so they can take us out, right? Um, I'm reading verse 10. It says, and then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. Yeah, because again, Esau with his witchcraft, you know, um, they're gonna link us to certain crimes, and um, plaster our faces. Certain brothers, they're gonna have their faces on wanted posters, and connection with this murder, and just all type of lies, right? And when all we're doing is preaching the word, teaching this truth, preaching the doctrine, right? Um, but again, at the end of the day, like I said, Yahweh Shah, he warned us of these things, and through the Spirit, you have the apostles and the elders, they've told us of these things. They've spiritually, they've been warning us and prepping us for these things to come. Because again, you even within the Israelite community, you have certain groups. Um, they're pretty much no different from these 501c3 churches in the world, where um, they teach that there's not going to be a Jacob's trouble, right? Um, so yeah, you even have infiltration within the Israelite community. Certain of these Israelite groups, they're taking pictures and videos, posted up with their firearms, going to the shooting range, and all this other nonsense, right? All that's going to be used against the Hebrew Israelite community, right? So you know Esau with his media and his witchcraft, he's going to convince the whole world to come up against us, right? And again, these are things that Yahweh Shai we've been warned of. He told us about these things. Going to the book of Matthew 5, and I'll start at verse 10. It says, "Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven." Because again, all we're doing is teaching the doctrine. We're teaching the Bible. You don't see brothers out there, or sincere brothers, I should say. You don't see sincere brothers out there, you know, um, causing havoc, or posted up on the block with guns, while they're reading, while they're out there teaching, or none of that nonsense, right? You got the real men of the Lord out there. Um, all they're doing is teaching the word. This because at the end of the day, this is our weapon. This is our sword. You know, um, so you know when you're persecuted for righteousness' sake, or if you're going to be persecuted, at least let it be for righteousness' sake. Is what I meant to say, right? If you're going to be persecuted, and you're just being a damn demon, then you just hey, whatever happens to you happens to you. But if you're going to be persecuted for let it be for something righteous, then that's pleasing in the eyes of Yahweh Shemel Shai, when one of his saints, are being persecuted for, again, nothing more so than just teaching the word, just preaching the gospel, because at the end of the day, it's all about waking the elect up, you know. That's the mission at the end of the day, sealing the elect through the Spirit, right? So in verse 11 it says, "Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake." Yeah, you know, um, because again, um, at the end of the day, we're nothing but representatives and ambassadors for Yahweh Shemel Shai. Um, when you teach the doctrine of Yahweh, the true doctrine of Yahweh, it shouldn't be no surprise you get the same reaction that Yahweh got, which was hate, persecution, right? So when you do something right when you get the same results as Yahweh. I always say, if everybody loves you, then you're doing something wrong, because Yahweh he wasn't of this world, so um, you know, the world is gonna love their own. So like I said, if everybody loves you, then something's off. You're not doing something right. So with this Hebrew Israelite community, you know, it's to be expected. You're gonna catch a lot of hate. You know, um, people are gonna start looking at you funny. They're gonna start talking bad about you, bad mouthing you. You know, and it be it be your own. You're gonna have your own family members. They're gonna be turning you in, giving up your name, your where you live, your location, and everything. You're gonna be your own people turning you in to local authorities and whatnot, right? And I'm Lord's gonna get that later, but read verse 12. It says, "Rejoice and be exceeding glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you." So again, nothing new under the sun, right? All the prophets before our time, our forefathers, they caught the same flank, all right. And again, many of the prophets they were beheaded, crucified, locked up, everything that we're about to endure, it's happened before. It's taken place, you know. So that's why it's good to read up on these precepts, these breakdowns, and this Bible, so we can learn the how Yahweh Shem Shai, he was with his men, you know, and those that died in the faith, they didn't die in vain. Receiving that crown, because at the end of the day, we do this, we do this so we can obtain that crown at the end of the day. That's what we all fight for. We all fight for to make it into the kingdom. We're all fighting to be a part of the first fruits, right? To be of that the hopefully elect, right? But again, with that, it's not gonna come easy. You're gonna catch a lot of flame. You're gonna catch a lot of hate for this, right? Um, and again, this is what Esau. He's pulling all the tricks out of his bag now. You know, get this in Amos 5:10. It says, "They hate him that rebuketh in the gate, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly." Yeah, because this world it's about wickedness. So of course, you being in the righteous state of mind, having a righteous a mindset, of course they're gonna hate you. You telling you're telling the world that being a homosexual is off. It's a sin against Yahweh Shem Shai. Of course they're gonna hate you in a world that promotes it. You know, um, in a world, in a society that you know they love eating pork, shrimp, lobster, and all these abominable foods. Of course they're gonna hate you when you tell them that you're not supposed to be eating these things. Of course they're gonna hate you. Of course they're gonna hate you when you tell them, you tell a society that glorifies itself and getting tatted up and whatnot. Of course they're gonna hate you when you're speaking against any form of wickedness. The world is gonna hate you. All right, and that's to be expected in this Hebrew Israelite community. Because again, we're not of the world. We're of Yahweh Shemi Shai. We stand for righteousness, right? So, of course, we're going to speak against the world. So, of course, the world is gonna, it's gonna, hate those that speak against their wickedness. Again, going back to Yahweh Shai. you know, um, just looking at, the life of Yahushua and his ministry, you know, you can say, like, whenever Yahushua came around, he was like a party pooper, always speaking against wickedness, like a party pooper, always rain down on their parade, and of course, um, you know, anyone who rains down on a parade like that, of course they're going to get negative attention, right? So again, this is what's to be expected in this Hebrew Israelite community, and you have to be built up for this thing, because again, it's not going to be easy. You know, it's only going to be tough, and it's only going to get tougher, right? It's only going to get worse before it gets worse, right? So, you know, um, but again, it just goes back to Yahushua and how he warned us of these things. He left his doctrine here for us to learn from these things, right? To prepare us. And again, through the Spirit, you have the apostles and elders, great millstone. They've been prepping us through the Spirit for these things to come, because it's coming. This persecution, this hate is coming. You know, um, this in what is that? John 16, I think. In verse 2, it says, "They shall put you out of the synagogues, yea, the time cometh that whosoever killeth you will think that he doeth the Most High service." So again, um, this is it's coming a time they're gonna be, they're gonna link us to certain crimes and certain situations, and they're gonna get that green light to just start snatching us up. They're gonna be looking for us. We're gonna be hunted men. A lot of brothers. They're gonna be a lot of brothers are gonna be going off grid. A lot of brothers. You're gonna be a lot of us are gonna be pilgrims on the earth. Jumping from place to place. Right. Our lives are gonna be sought after. Right. You know, certain brothers are gonna be getting snatched up and locked up and brought before the councils. Right. These are things that we've been warned aforetime, and all because of um, you know um, preaching the doctrine of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and just using that name alone, just using the names of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, you know, that right there is going to be considered a crime soon enough. You know, um, having an account with the apostles, they dealt with this. Um, Again, nothing new under the sun, man. This is what's about to happen. It's happened before. Um, um, I started Acts verse 17. I started verse 2. It says, "And Paul, as his manner was, went in unto them, and three Sabbath days reasoned with them out of the scriptures, opening and alleging that Hamashiach must needs have suffered and risen again from the dead, and that this Yahushai, whom I preach unto you, is Hamashiach. And some of them believed and consorted with Paul and Silas, and of the devout Greeks a great multitude, and of the chief women not a few. But the Jews which believed not, moved with envy, took unto them certain lewd fellows of the baser sort, and gathered a company, and set all the city on an uproar, and assaulted the house of Jason, and sought to bring them out to the people." So again, at the end of the day, we're gonna catch a lot of flank just for preaching, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, just using that name alone, you know, and the doctrine that comes with it. Um, a lot of brothers' lives are gonna be endangered, just for teaching this doctrine, and this is what Esau's trying to do. He's trying to set the stage, right? Because again, you know, um, people are gonna have certain brothers that their houses might be surrounded. People looking for their lives. Um, it's just gonna be all manner of chaos. Like I said, brothers, they're brothers are gonna be on a run. Brothers are gonna be pilgrims and bouncing from place to place, going to and fro, right? To you know, escape this persecution. And of course, Yahweh Shemir Bashar, he's gonna make a way for his men, to be taken care of. But again, this is the straight gate that we got to deal with, because again, it's not gonna be easy. Contrary to what they teach in the world, the whole rapture doctrine, and if you live a righteous life, then you're gonna be good, and all that's nonsense. Okay, no one's getting into the kingdom easy. This is gonna be a very hard. It's gonna be a very tough road. You know, but again, you're trusting and believing in the name, spirit, and the power of Yahweh Shem Shai. You're gonna be straight. You know, you're gonna be straight. But just to show you that these things have happened before. These things they're going to take place again. Brothers' lives are going to be on the line. Brothers' lives, certain brothers, they're going to be on a run. You know, um, again, they're going to have certain brothers' faces placed on most haunted posters and all that, billboards and all that. If you see this such and such, call this number or whatever the case may be. So it's about to get bad out here. And again, keep stressing the point. Esau, he's setting the stage for these things. Of course, you want to always go to the these scriptures, Revelations, 2:10. It says, "Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried." So again, um, brothers are gonna be getting snatched up and getting locked up, right? Brothers are gonna be getting beat down in the jail cells, right? Just for professing the names of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. But again, that's a when men persecute you for righteousness, that's pleasing in the eyes of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. You know, um, um, another precept, but let me finish this up. It says, "Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life." So again, um, certain brothers, they're gonna, a lot of brothers, they're gonna escape, certain death, but it's written, some brothers, they're gonna have to be martyred for this thing, and if um, whoever befalls that lot, just you just have to take that death, take it like a man, um, one of the things we pray for, your brothers should be praying for is, um, you know, that for Yahweh Shemir Rashad to be girding us up like men, because if we got to die for this thing, then hey, so be it, you know. We know what awaits us, after this whole thing, Um, Esau being carnal minded, they believe that, once you die, man, that's it. There's no life after death, and your body just sits there. But no, man, that's far from the case. You know, um, brothers that believe in the scriptures, man, those that have to die in this truth, um, when so to say, when they get the shotgun, when Yahweh Shai shows up with the angels and brother, those that were martyred for this truth, they're gonna get shotgun in those chariots and to those new bodies. So this is the hope that we look forward to. This is what we believe in, you know. And Esau, he can't stand to see these things come out. So that's why this is why they gotta paint this narrative of the Hebrew Israelites, being the worst of the worst. As our big brother Yahushua, he had to endure it, treated like he was the worst of the worst. So this is what we got to deal with. This is what we got to put up with. And I brought out because there's going to be a lot of our own family members that you know um turn us in and give us up. Just want to get that real quick. In John, what is that, 1:11? It says, "He came unto his own, and his own received him not." So basically, because at the end of the day, um, you know, at the end of the day, it was Israelites that that turned Yahushua and gave Yahushua up. It was Israelites that crucified Yahushua at the end of the day. We were the ones that gave him up. You know, but just to show you, um, being that Yahushua, who he was, you know, um, even his own people, they didn't accept him and didn't believe him. Because again, you're gonna have your own. You might have a wife. Your children might give you up, or your favorite auntie, your grandmother, or whatever the case may be. You're gonna have some of your own people turn you in. This is something that brothers gotta start preparing themselves for. Because I teach some of my brothers. I teach some of my brothers and my sisters. Talking about my blood brothers and sisters. I teach some of them, and I tell them like, look, this is the time, to start spiritually detaching, from this place, and that may include people, you know, um, because hey, you don't want to get you don't want to lose your spot in salvation because of someone else, because again, granted, they might have one of your close relatives, close family members, um, they might set them in front of you and use all type of torture tactics to make you take the mark of the beast and to um, you know um, what's the word I'm looking for? To basically denounce the names of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and all these other things, you know. But hey, man, like I said, I tell my brothers, and my sister, hey, start, spiritually detach it from this place. Don't get too caught up in these things, Um, you know, focus on the truth. Focus on this ministry, right? Focus on building yourself up, because again, the times that we're coming into, it's hard. It's going to be hard. It's going to be extremely difficult, very uncomfortable. These times that we're coming into, right? Um, yeah, like I said, the precept come to mind. What is that? Matthew's 10 and Matthew's 10 and 17. It says, "But beware of men, for they will deliver you up to the councils, and they will scourge you in their synagogues." So, right, because again, some of those people that are going to be giving you up to these these council seats and whatnot, these councilmen and the judges and the courts and whatnot, is going to be your own people, but um so yeah, this is what we got to look forward to. They're gonna some of us are gonna be get locked up. We're gonna get beat just for using the names of Yahweh Bashem Yoshai. Again, just like the apostles. You read about that in Acts. Go back to Acts, and what is that, 5? Um, um, Acts 5, and I start at verse 27. It says, "And when they had brought them, they set them before the council, and the high priest asked them, saying, did not we straightly command you that ye should not teach in this name?" Talking about the names of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, because there's great power if you believe. There's great power that comes with using that name, using the names of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And again, you read the account, the apostles, they were locked up, and I believe this is the account where the one of the instances Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, he intervened, spiritually intervened, and one of the angels came down and loosed the prison, the prison gates, right? And the apostles, they were back out teaching, because this is a job, there's a job to do, and like I said, it goes back to sealing the elect. At the end of the day, this is what um this is what it's about, sealing the sealing of the elect, and this is what Esau he's trying to prevent. And this is why Esau, they use these little tactics, right? And they do these things, and this is why they do these things, and pretty much trying to set the Hebrew Israelites up so they can stop this thing from going. But you can't stop this. Nothing you do against the truth, but for it. I'm misquoting it, but there's nothing that you can do against the truth, but only for it. So the more Esau, he makes his move, the more Yahweh Shem Shai, he's gonna make his move on the right hand. But uh, read verse 28 again. It says, saying, did not we straightly command you that ye should not teach in his name? Again, the names of Yahweh Shem Shai, right? And behold, ye have filled Jerusalem with your doctrine, and intend to bring this man's blood upon us. Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, we ought to obey the Most High rather than men. Right. Because again, at the end of the day, if you have this truth, it's our jobs being servants of the Most High. We got to be out there, pretty much teaching and warning our brothers, right? Prophesying the downfall of America and the world and the nations and all these other things, right? And again, this is something that Esau doesn't want. This is he's gonna go all type of links. I mean, not links. All type of what's the word I'm looking for? All type of extents, all type of measures, right? To make sure that this doesn't happen, that this truth, it doesn't spread like wildfire. But little does Esau know, this truth is, it's already preached throughout the world. You got Hebrew Israelites everywhere, all around this globe. Brothers and sisters, have woken up to the fact, right? You got camps throughout, man. So, we jump down to verse 40. It says, and to him they agreed. And when they had called the apostles and beaten them, they commanded that they should not speak in the name of Yahweh Shai, and let them go. So again, the apostles, they were questioned, they were told not to, they were given strict commandments, strict orders, not to use the names of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, right? But again, as I read, our orders, we obey the Most High, rather than men, right? Because we can care less what Esau can do. He can destroy this body, but afterwards, what else can he do? He can't do nothing else afterward. We fear that which can destroy the body and the soul, right? So at the end of the day, we don't give a damn about Esau, and what his tactics and what he's going to bring upon us. Let him, encourage him, let him do what he has to do, so again, so that the spirit of Yahweh Shemel Shai, he can make his move on the right hand side, right? But sticking to the point here, the apostles, again, they were beat for using the names of Yahweh Shemel Shai, but did they question their faith? Did they question Yahweh Shem Yahushua? Did they question if this was the truth? No. And when you read on, it says, and they departed from the presence of the council, rejoicing that they were counted worthy to suffer shame for his name. Because again, we're nothing but ambassadors. We're nothing but spokesmen for Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So again, when Yahweh was walking on the earth, it wasn't all peaches and cream. Yahweh he caught hell. And again, the servant's not greater than his master. So, when we get the same reaction that Yahweh got, that's a glorious thing. That's a joyous thing. For being beat for using the names of Yahweh Bashem Yoshai, and again, for some of us being martyred for using and standing up for this doctrine, right? That's a glorious thing, and this is the type of spirit that we gotta pray for, because again, these times are trying, these times that we're coming into, they're going to be very, very serious and trying times. Our faith, each and every one of us, is going to be tested, and it's going to look like at times, that Yahweh Shem Yoshai, he's not dealing with us, you know. But you know, surely, something's gonna happen to where, we can be delivered, because it's surely in the hands of Yahweh Shem Yoshai. He can, surely he can do it, you know. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and finish this off. It says in verse 42, it says, "And daily in the temple and in every house they ceased not to teach and preach Yahushua Hamashiach." So yeah, man, no matter what Esau brings, no matter what tactics he uses, we're gonna continue to push the names of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, because again, you with these certain of these Israelite groups within the Israelite community, they might use the name, but they more so they push the names Christ and God and Christ and this and that, right? But one thing I know about Great Millstone, you know they don't, certain brothers, they don't even like using that name Christ and Jesus, right? They don't really like using that name, you know, because his name is Yahweh, and and the name of his only begotten son is Yahweh Shai. So um, yeah, man, um, and at the beginning of this thing, just speaking as a man, speaking, my own little personal testimony, speaking, when I first came into this thing, um, I didn't really see the big difference. I didn't really see the big deal, um, using, when it comes to using the names, right? Because, of course, as I'm sure some, some brothers, coming into this thing, you still use the name Christ and Jesus and this and that and whatnot. But when you learn the history, you go through the breakdowns and the Hebrew, I get it. I understand, the vibration that comes with the name of Christ and Jesus. And now I'm the same way, you know. I don't even like using that name. So I understand and I get it. The name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh, and then the name of His only begotten Son is Yahweh Shai, and that's what I stick to. And again, this is all based off faith. So I want to digress too much. So yeah, Esau, he's setting the stage for Israelites to be persecuted, man. And what we got to say is, let him bring it. Let him do his thing, because eventually, um, you know, with that, um, eventually, you know, um, Esau, he's just gonna say the hell with it, man. He's just gonna come down. He's just gonna start, he's just gonna start showing his true colors. Let me get that in real quick, and because here it is, Esau. Now seems like everything that he puts out, he's just being exposed. What is that? Sirach 14. What is that? 7. It says, "And if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly, and at the last he will declare his wickedness." So again, it's just going to get to a point where Esau's just going to say the hell with it, and he's just going to start being the devil, being who he is, being what he was made, what he was created to be, a liar, a robber, stealer, a killer, all that, all of the above. Esau, he's just gonna say the hell with it, man. You know, so but like I said, those that use the name, the names of Yahweh Shem Shai, this is that insurrection um spoken about in what is that, Second Ezra 16 and 70. It says, "For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai." So again, um, at the end of the day, all those, because um, the ultimate goal is to wipe out Israel completely. The goal of the elites is to wipe us all out completely. But they're definitely going to come against the real men of the Lord, right? Those that pushing the names of Yahweh Shem Shai, right? Esau, That's what he's really coming after. You know, um, this great battle between uh, Jacob and Esau, right? We're almost at the climax of this movie. You know, so I say, man, just let him, let him do his thing. Let him continue to um paint the false narrative, right? Let him continue to set us up and persecute us, and let him do his thing. Let him come down, bring the flood. So that Yahweh Shem Shai, he can do his thing, make his moves on the right hand side. You know, um, so he could bring Esau down at the end of the day. Get this real quick, and I'll end it on this. Um, Ezekiel 21 and 20. Ezekiel 21 and 26. It says, "Thus saith Yahweh Shem, thus saith the Lord the power, remove the diadem and take off the crown. This shall not be the same. This shall not be the same. Exalt him that is low and abase him that is high." So, let, again, um, you know, let Esau does what he has to do on the left hand, so that, the Yahweh Shem Shai, he can exalt his right hand. You know, let Esau does what he has to do, so that ultimately Yahweh Shem Shai, he can remove him out of power and bring those, the low, the poor, meek in spirit, and exalt them, which is the elect, and bring down the base, and abase him that is high, which is Esau. you know so this is what we're waiting on. Just let Esau continue to do what he's got to do. Brothers are not ignorant of Satan's devices. We're well aware. So, with that, I give all acknowledgement once again to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, and a double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And until next time, I say Shalom.